Hey, welcome to day 56, and today I have another Dream Theater album, which, I haven't done one in a while, so, Images and Words, one of their first few albums. I think it's the third studio album, if I'm not mistaken. In typical Dream Theater fashion, you have pretty much only 8 songs in the album. So I've seen EPs that have more songs than this, and yet, the runtime is over an hour. I think it's over an hour actually. It might not be, but it's like 50 minutes at least, right? It's a full-fledged album, because you have long ass songs, because of course you do. It starts with one Pull Meander, 8 minutes right away, which actually is really funny because Pull Meander. The first time I heard that song, I was really confused because I thought I was hearing like a bootleg version or something, because the song just gets to the end and it just cuts. It just cuts, right? And you're just sitting there thinking, why did it cut? Like a low? Is this a full version? But no, yeah, it just does that. Like the official album, it just does that. It's a stylistic choice that they wanted to implement, I guess. This time we don't actually necessarily have prog metal. We more have prog rock. Here it's not, at least, I guess like the difference between this being prog rock or prog metal is literally the tuning of the instruments, because let's be honest, the way they're playing them, you could just add a little bit of distortion to the guitars and there you go, you have a prog metal album, right? Because it sounds still the same as Dream Theater, except it sounds a bit more light, because again, you don't have the all of the distortion or anything like that. So you do have that. Now, with that being said, you actually do have very nice songs. Essentially, this album can be divided in two parts, where like you have the powerful ballads, the more, I guess, death rock, I guess you could okay, they're not death rock, but you could sort of put them in that I guess tier. And you have the really fun, they're just showcasing their instrumental prowess or their skill, right? Something that I find very interesting, and especially that this album showcased me a lot, and I realized Dream Theater are actually really good at making catchy songs, despite the fact that they make prog rock and prog metal. This album, a lot of, especially the riffs and a lot of a lot of the stuff that they write, instrumentally speaking, is very catchy. Like, it just gets stuck in your head very easily, especially the core, songs like Pull Meander are a perfect example of that, and not just because it's the opening, but still it's like it just gets stuck in your head, it's that in a way they managed to be complex in the way that they play their instruments and the way they display their skill, but at the same time make it very simple for people to listen. I think that's one of, I already talked about that, and that's one of the major issues with prog metal to me, or just prog in general, is that it's not very approachable by the average person, right? Because prog is supposed to be very technical, there's a lot of skill involved and everything, and most people just don't give a shit, because most people don't play instruments. Dream Theater, at least in these albums, they do manage to sort of make it very approachable. It's pretty clear they have a lot of talent playing their instruments, don't get me wrong. It's not like they're dumbing anything down, it's just that they manage to compromise a lot of technique, a lot of skill, and it's still being catchy, still being easily understandable, still being digestible, right? It's just fun to listen to this album. Like, if you didn't know Dream Theater or a prog band, you would listen to this album just like, oh yeah, it's some nice rock from the 80s or 90s. Right, which is actually another thing. This album sounds so goddamn offensively like 80s, I would say. If not like 80s, like early 90s is what I would picture this. This album came out in 92, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 92. I would have to check that out, but I think it's 92. So it sounds so offensively that, and then it's really funny because it sounds like Dream Theater, so it's like, in a way, some parts of some songs sound, just like Dream Theater, just vanilla Dream Theater. But other songs sound very, and I mean very, like 80s/90s. Offensively so. Like, for example, the third song in the album, Take the Time, it's a ballad. I think it's a ballad. I think that's the one. I hope I wrote the name. So I usually go song by song, and I really hope that I didn't mess up, because I might mess up the name of the songs. But essentially, that's like a power ballad, and it sounds so goddamn 80s, right? Like, literally, if you listen to any rock from the 80s, you listen to this and you're like, yeah, this would fit right in, right? Like, I don't think I need to tell you when this album was released for you to know when this album was released. It's one of those albums, and so it's a bit dated in that regard, but it's mostly from the sound perspective, again, like the guitars don't have distortion or anything like that, so it's very easy to date this, but at the same time, from a composition perspective, I found that still very fresh. It's still very catchy, it still sounds really good. Actually, that's something that I found really impressive. For an album that at this point is over 30 years old, it sounds surprisingly good. Like, the production on this is actually really clean, I feel. At least comparatively speaking to other albums of the time. It sounds very, very good. It sounds surprisingly clean. It sounds offensively 80s, but it's really fun. It's a really fun album. I really enjoyed it. I think my favorite song, and probably the most underrated one, obviously we do have Metropolis Part 1, The Miracle and the Sleeper, which is what then gave way to Metropolis Part 2, Sins from a Memory, which is, one of my favorite albums. However, my favorite song, I really loved Pull Meander. I think it's a highlight of the album. Even it starts the album very strong, and then Another Day is a bit more of a chill song, but I still actually enjoyed it a lot. But Under a Glass Moon, that song is really, really fucking good. I think that if you wanted to encapsulate what this album was about, Under a Glass Moon can do that very fucking well, right? Like, Under the Glass Moon, I mean, again, like, not to say that other songs in the album aren't good or anything. Again, like, Metropolis Part 1 is also really good. I really enjoyed Pull Meander. Another Day is also really good. It just, overall, the album is very good. It's very solid, even the power battle, it's like, take the time. But Under a Glass Moon is, I think, just a gem that people usually don't talk about, because people usually talk about, especially the big ones, Pull Meander and Metropolis Part 1, but Under a Glass Moon is genuinely fucking underrated, right? Like, I'm gonna say it, Under a Glass Moon is actually like the best track of the album. I might be burning myself on saying this, but to me, I think it's the best song in the album. But yeah, other than that, I think, again, the rest is just quintessential Dream Theater. There's a lot of theatrics to it, and that's why they're called Dream Theater. Actually, yeah, that's a good way of describing the band, and it's in the name, because they're theatrical, so I actually never thought about that. That just actually clicked with me now. But yeah, honestly, pretty good fucking album. I would say my 5 meter is telling me like a strong 8 out of 10. Yeah, let's go with 8 out of 10. I think 8 out of 10 is solid for this album. I know it's a lot of people's favorites. I know that a lot of people rate this album very fucking highly. I can understand why. Personally, when it comes to Dream Theater, I just prefer other albums, right? Especially Metropolis Part 2, for example, which is sort of in this style, but it's way more focused and everything. You actually have a theme to it, it's a concept album. But yeah, I think 8 out of 10 is pretty fucking solid nonetheless. I'll see you tomorrow.